Imagine a chilling blend of Train to Busan set in the skies, a flight where terror unfolds at 30,000 feet. It's late at night, and on this eerily quiet flight, something sinister begins to take shape. Strange occurrences start plaguing the passengers and crew, leading to a spine-tingling experience that might just make you reconsider flying again. This movie is best watched with someone you trust, because if they get scared too, well, maybe it's time to find a new companion. Our story begins with Lina and her daughter boarding a nearly empty plane. The flight is sparsely populated due to the weather, but as the plane takes off, Lina hears an unsettling sound, something that her seatmate, Dashin, doesn't seem to notice. Haunted by memories from her childhood, Lina struggles to keep calm. She rushes to the lavatory to take medication for her anxiety, but then something extraordinary happens. She hears her mother's voice, and suddenly, the door transforms before her eyes. Opening it, she finds herself not on the plane, but her childhood home, everything exactly as it was when she was 5 years old. Confused and scared, she returns to the plane, wondering if what she experienced was just a vivid hallucination. Yet, something still feels terribly wrong. Back in her seat, Dashin notices Lina's distress. Her daughter then reveals a dark secret. When Lina was 5, she and her mother survived a horrifying plane crash. During that crash, a mysterious old man, who appeared to be a Romani, muttered something under his breath as his eyes turned ghostly white. The crash killed everyone on board except Lina. Now, 20 years later, this is her first time flying again. Is her mind playing tricks on her, or is there something more to the eerie events unfolding? As the flight progresses, the passengers start to feel drowsy and disoriented. Suddenly, bloody handprints appear on the plane's windows, and the flight attendants sit motionless, seemingly entranced. Lina finds herself reliving her childhood trauma, seeing her younger self with a scar that her mother once said would stay with her forever. But when she looks into a mirror, her reflection isn't quite right. Her mother's image twists and contorts, resembling a zombie more than a person. Jolted awake, Lina struggles to differentiate between reality and illusion. The turbulence gets worse, and Lina's husband tries to comfort her, but he soon collapses. As a doctor, Lina rushes to help him, but the situation takes a terrifying turn when the man's eyes turn white, just like the old man's from her childhood. He suddenly grabs Lina, muttering something under his breath, before collapsing back into unconsciousness. Then, Lina notices something even more disturbing. Her childhood scar has disappeared. She tells Dashin, who tries to reassure her that it's all just a coincidence. But Lina knows better. As the passengers struggle to breathe due to the changing cabin pressure, a disturbing realization hits her. The old man from her past might be targeting her again. Things only get stranger when her daughter claims to be chatting with an imaginary friend, a girl sitting behind them in an empty seat. Meanwhile, an announcement informs them that due to a storm and onboard incident, the flight will divert to Tolma Airport, the very same airport where Lina's childhood plane crash occurred. Coincidence? Or is something darker at play? Tensions rise as a wealthy passenger, frustrated with the flight's diversion, decides to light up a cigarette in defiance. Lina's daughter warns her that a man will catch fire and that Lina will suffer if he does. And just as predicted, the wealthy man bursts into flames, his body consumed by the inferno, revealing a horrifying vision of the old man. Lina is left in shock, unable to shake the feeling that all of this is somehow connected to her. As the plane prepares for an emergency landing, the terror escalates. Lina is attacked by a reanimated corpse calling her name, and suddenly, countless hands appear, pulling her down into her seat. She loses consciousness, only to awaken to the sight of her childhood self, sitting in row 19, just like in the crash. She realizes that the nightmare isn't just in her mind. It's a battle for survival against forces beyond her understanding. As the plane nears its descent, Lina encounters a figure at the back of the cabin, a shadowy presence that seems to be guiding her toward escape. But just when she thinks she's found a way out, her daughter warns her that they must sit in row 19 to survive. In a desperate attempt to escape, they rush to the back, but the horrors they face seem intent on stopping them. Finally, as they sit in row 19, the plane crashes into the water. Amidst the chaos, only the passengers in row 19 survive. Lina and her daughter escape the wreckage, leaving the burning plane behind. The movie ends with a haunting revelation. What if all these events were predestined, orchestrated by a mysterious force? Flight 19 is a rare gem in the thriller and disaster movie genre, blending suspense, horror, and psychological terror. The ending will leave you guessing until the very last moment. While I've simplified the story here, there are countless details worth exploring in the film itself. If anything remains unclear, feel free to ask in the comments. If you enjoyed this recap, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more thrilling stories. Thank you for watching.